Have you ever wondered why they're on the streets? We often ask ourselves,
why don't they get a job?
Are they on drugs?
Where do they live?
How do they survive?
How did they become homeless?
Where is their family?
Do they shower?
The question we should be asking is,
what can we do to help?
I come from a small town called Baltimore, Ohio. My parents had pizza business in that town probably for about 35 years, Pretty much hung around Lancaster most of my life, so, I've known quite a few people down here. I ran into Ed Klum probably around December, January, talking to him, coming down on my luck. I just moved in from another state. I didn't have a place to go, and Ed was an opportunity. He had a bed and opened up the door for me.
Oh yeah, they come to us. They know that we're here, and we have some restrictions on our shelter, and some of the restrictions have to do with we do not allow people to come in here that have been drinking or doping. If they come in looking funny and smelling funny and acting funny, we turn them around and send them back out the door. Now this doesn't seem very compassionate, I know, but for the safety of the entire shelter and for the continuation of the operation of the shelter and the support that we need to do it, we cannot allow these people to come in and take over the shelter and tell us what to do, and that's what they try to do.
My name is Mark Sims. I'm raised up here in Fairfield County, and I worked mostly all my life, but my body got all messed up, and I got to where I became homeless, and I met Ed, and Ed helped me get into the shelter and get into the program where I got an income and helped me save money to get another place to live.
Yeah, many of them are on SSI or have some kind of income from the government because of mental illness, because of physical handicaps, or whatever. Or some of them even have some jobs. And if they have any income coming in other than food stamps, we ask them, we don't ask them, we insist upon them to share half of that with us. And we hold that for them until they get ready to leave. And then we return every penny of it to them.
Finally now, with Ed's help, being able to get back on my feet. I got an apartment and I was starting the first of next month. I'm able to get into my own place now thanks to Ed, With me having a job, he helps make sure you get your money set back that you need, get you back on your feet. Anything you need there, he helps you with, And, what got me put in the shelter was I came back from Pennsylvania and didn't have no rooms or nothing available, no friends or nothing I could hang out with, so I just decided to go to a shelter, and they told me about the West Side Shelter, and I came over there and I talked to Ed, and he said no problem. He gave me a bed, I've been there, like I said, he's pretty good, as long as you abide the rules there, do what you got to do. You can stay there as long as you need to, as long as you do what you're supposed to do. Look for work. Of course, that's what they want you to do. They try to get you back into functioning into society, so you won't have to have a problem not making it out there.
We do restrict somewhat what kind of television they can watch and what kind of books they can bring in here themselves and read. We don't want sexually explicit or violent items. We do try to monitor that somewhat. Because if you allow them to come in and do whatever they want to or bring whatever videos in they want or whatever, why, it just isn't appropriate for a place like this. And there's some people bring Newsweeks in. They'll bring them in every 6 months or so, the last 6 versions of it. Sometimes we get big piles of magazines that people maybe have died and their relatives have come in to clean up the place and found all these magazines. They'll bring us a whole box of them in that maybe are 10 years old even. So, yeah, about anything would be appropriate as long as you just use some sense about it. The donors are very generous, and I share with them in our monthly newsletter how much money we took in last month and then what our expenses were last month. I keep them informed on this. And also we have a copy of our 990 that I publish on our website, that if anybody wants to know anything about our overall finances, they can look there and see. I try to keep everything as open as I can so that the community knows exactly where we stand, and they can give accordingly. And it works. We can use volunteers in the shelter right here. I need seasoned people, though. I don't need young people that don't know what life's all about yet, that haven't had the experience that they need to know when somebody's trying to pull the wool over their eyes. And it seems like we need a few years of experience to learn this. But we do want, and we want people that will claim the Lord, that are not ashamed of the Lord, to come in, and you can witness to these people if you so desire. We have no restrictions like that, and that's the reason why we restrict what monies we take in, we accept. The women especially we need, because we need more supervision on the women's side, so we could place the women with the women and men with the men. And we've got a couple very seasoned and very good women that come in and take care.
Okay, I'm Ethel and I work at the homeless shelter, and I've been a foster parent for 30 years, and I felt the need to work at the shelter with the guys, and I go over and I make sure their needs are met, do the cleaning, we do it all. But I'll tell you, most of all, it really blesses me to work with these men. And so many nights we get telephone calls of we have to turn people away, and both shelters are full, and we have such a need for the shelter. And I just hope and pray that we can just continue it, because the guys really need it, and so does the girls. We have been full. And I can just say that it's very rewarding to have served somebody, to have made the difference in that person's life for the day, and just to give them a kind word that they may not have had for a while. And it's just a blessing.
You can't give up and become frustrated because you don't see any success. Mercy is the name of the game. And without mercy, this place wouldn't be here. Without God's mercy in the hearts of people, the people that donate and the people that operate this place, the volunteers that come in and help us do it, a merciful heart is what drives them, nothing else. It isn't money, believe me. And that's the reason for this place being here. And just because we can't claim big successes doesn't mean we shouldn't still continue to operate this place and try to make do for these people.